Hi, I didn't see you there. I've been working on a little something. I'll explain this at the end of the video. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna do this one on the floor today. So, what's going on, guys? Jacksonville Animation Station, back into you all again with another video. And I welcome you once again back to HalloweenX. And today is day 3, and oh boy, today's review is gonna be a fun one, because today we're gonna be taking a look at the prequel that's almost been lost to the sands of time, and the most insane Dr. Seuss special of all time. Oh yes, today's review is the little-known and almost forgotten prequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, known as Grinch Night. Is it worth keeping just as its cult classic predecessor, or is it better to just be let or is it better to just let the sands of time bury it? Well, only one way to find out. Let us start with some history. Halloween is Grinch Night, or just Grinch Night for short, is a television special that's a prequel to the cult classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas that premiered on ABC almost 11 years after its predecessor on October 29th of 1977 and was later released on DVD and VHS in 1992. While it wasn't as well received as the original with a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb, it still managed to win the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Programming in 1978. But sadly, despite winning an Emmy, Grinch Night fell into obscurity and was very quickly overshadowed by its predecessor, which has been hailed in as a cult classic of the holiday season. Heck, I didn't even know about its existence until I watched Nostalgia Critic's Top 10 Halloween Guilty Pleasures list all the way back in 2015. Thanks to that video, Grinch Night has been brought back into decent relevancy and has gotten a pretty fair amount of praise, despite the fact that the video showed it as being just okay in Doug's personal opinion. So what are my thoughts on it? Well, let us take a look. One second. Grinch Night is about a mysterious, sour, sweet wind, weird name there, scaring all the Who's into their houses on Halloween, allowing the Grinch, voiced this time by Hans Conried since Boris Karloff passed away, to unleash a psychotic madhouse of monsters and spooks on the town. However, one Who named Euchariah, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, has stayed outside despite the wind, and it's up to him to halt the Grinch's plan and save his town. Overall, while the story is completely nonsensical and noticeably weaker than its predecessor, it's still not bad by any means. Sure, it's pretty off the wall, but Dr. Seuss is known for making his stories abstract and unusual, so it kind of adds to the charm at the same time. It's very strange to explain. Another thing that is also really cool about Grinch Night is that this is, as far as I know, the first and only time that Dr. Seuss did a darker special than usual with a fantastic autumn atmosphere that is both welcoming and frightening with darker colors and a lot of abstract act in the final sequence that left my jaw dropped on the floor for minutes on end at what was on my screen. I'm not going to spoil it because, again, I do non-spoiler reviews. That way, I save the best bits for the people that actually sit down and watch it. However, this special has some pretty big flaws that, while I can mostly overlook it, do need to be addressed. Firstly, the story is a bit of a mess, with noticeable plot holes and scenes that feel out of place. Second, the second act drags quite a bit as it leads up to the insane climax, very, very slow burn in the second act. It's very, very slow. Third, the animation, with the exception of that final act, is just okay. It has a very severe feeling of low budget, and unlike the Peanuts special, I can't overlook its lower quality animation. especially compared to its predecessor, which has great animation for its time period, and this is almost 11 years after the fact, and it makes it feel so cheaply made and rushed. And one that I forgot to put in my script that I just want to add here is a little ad lib. Um, the Hans Conried does a good job, but nothing will ever beat Boris Karloff. Just like how Bela Lugosi tried to play the Frankenstein monster in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman and House of Frankenstein, I believe, or is it just Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman? I forget. But Boris Karloff will always be the one and only Frankenstein, just like he will always be the one and only Grinch. But to conclude, Grinch Night, it's still a fun time to watch. While its story is a bit of a mess and it feels cheaply made in its animation, it's made up for in its beautiful atmosphere. Its songs are decent. They're nothing memorable, but they're decent. And amazing, insane final act. I give it a final score of a solid 7 out of 10, and I do recommend it. And that's really all I have to say. So allow me to tell you guys the purpose of this thing, since I just finished the review. So let's talk for a bit. This is in the process a Spartan armor. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something very unique this year for Halloween, and I'm gonna be making my own armor, but mixing it with Danny Phantom, Spartan Phantom, if you will. I know, weird name, but just go with it. I've been working at this for a while now, before it was even October, and now I'm trying to get all the material together, try to get all the things right, all the bells and whistles, you know how this stuff works. So, yeah, that's why I'm sitting on the floor instead of up on the desk as per usual, because as I do these reviews, I'm also working on this armor. So, yes, I know it's cardboard, and I know it's going to look really cheap, but I have something special planned for this. I'm not going to tell you what I have planned, because I don't want to spoil, because I'm going to be wearing this, because just like my original Luminous Saint 2731 Days of Horror, you will see me dressed up in my Halloween costume for the year, on Halloween, from my last review, and that's to, get the atmosphere and the feeling and the vibe that it really is Halloween. So that's what this is for. Danny Phantom X Halo. Look forward to that. I should have it done soon. I just need to get the pieces hot glued and get everything painted. So right now I'm just cutting out and putting Sharpie lines where all the parts are gonna go. So yeah, that's what that's for. And that's all I have to say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to day 4, which is tomorrow, obviously. We're going in order here. So until day 4, have a spooky day. Take care. And prepare yourself for the arrival of the Spartan Phantom.